In this project, we're going to talk about 6 animals of el Parque La Pastora, and we're going to name its scientific name, the habitat, the climate, the abiotic and biotic factors, the position in food change, the consumer type, and importance in the food change. Biology is not also given by the name to animals, but also to all their characteristics, between genetics, what they eat, where they're from, and where its successors and ancestors. It is also important to know about all the biology because there are a few animals that are going to be extinct, like the pandas or the polar bears. And we need to know about them, its scientific name, or even what they eat, where they're from, to know how we can save them from extinction. For example, if you see an animal that, but you know the typical name, but with biology, we know the scientific name, and also the different variations that the same animal can have. For example, the dogs.
Hello, I will talk about the rhinoceros. The scientific name is Ceratopterum simu. The abiotic factors are the weather and also the rain. Yeah. The habitat is the savanna, and the biotic factors are the plants and the animals around the system. Uh, it is a primary consumer because it eats plants, he or she, and also it, he or she does not have any enemies in 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 the system, but he's also a primary consumer, as I said before. The importance of the rhinoceros is that he regulates the amount of plants that are in the environment because he's herbivorous, and in the savanna it rains a lot, so more plant grows.
We're going to talk about the African elephants. His name is Loxodonta africana. His habitat is the sub-Sahara Africa. According to the National Geographic, also the Asian elephants live in Nepal and in India. Okay, his climate in savanna could vary between 30 and 20 degrees Celsius. Biotic and biotic factors of the Asian of elephants can be the wind, the water, the sunlight, the temperature, or even the climate. His biotic factors can be the tigers, the rhinos, also different kinds of plants like the bamboo. His positioning in the food chain is herbivorous or in the second food chain. His consumer type is the first one or herbivorous. And his importance in the food chains is because the elephant and the rhino are primary consumers and can vary, and the food that he can eat can vary between various grasses, crops, roots, bulbs, tubers, leaves, flowers. Due to his large mass and the genetic properties, the elephants and rhinos fill an incredibly distinct ecological niche in which they consume vast amounts of poor quality wood material, leaving the good quality to all the other animals. Now we're going to talk about the kangaroo. Its specific name is the Morphacus rufus. Its habitat, as we can see, is Central Australia in all states and territories except the Tasmanian. Its climate can be grassland and desert habitats, but more like dry. His biotic factors can be the temperature, the water, and the predators. And the abiotic factors can be the same humans, the hunters, or other humans. His position in the food chain is herbivorous or in the second food chain. Its consumer type is the first one or the herbivorous. Its importance in the food chain. Without them, the dingoes will die from hunger because they eat its predators are the dingoes, and the dingoes eat the kangaroos.
I'm going to talk about the tiger. Its scientific name is Panthera tigris. Its habitat is commonly in Asia in jungles. Its climate can change the principal abiotic factor that it has is normally other animals that act as its food. The biotic factors are from the ones that are found in the jungle, like trees, air, temperature, and its position in the food chain. It's one of the top predators and is at the apex of the food chain. It's a carnivorous, and its importance is to maintain the balance between herbivores and plants because he eats the herbivores.
Parts of Africa. The climate that they use to habit is high temperature climate. One of the principal abiotic factors is the climate. The biotic factors are the prey and the other predators. And the position, the lion is the king of the jungle and one of the best predators that are in the savannah. They are a carnivorous type, and their importance is to have a great biodiversity and have a balance with all the species that are around them.
Hello guys, I will be talking about the plain zebra. There's no zebra here. Its scientific name is Ecusquaga. Its climate is normally rain or very dry. Its biotic factors are the other animals around it, like lions and other plants they eat or get eaten by. The position in the food chain is like the lions eat them, then they eat plants. That's it. Okay. The consumer type, well, they are herbivores because they eat plants, mainly just grasses. And the importance of them in the food chain is to keep in check the growth of plants. Thank you. Ya, güey.
Tú me dices cuándo. ¿Ya está? Ah, bueno, okay. Okay, in conclusion, it is very important to know list their principal animals and know where they differ. This is the purpose to, if we can see them, we can know what they eat or where they from. And even though the animals that we saw today, like the elephant or the kangaroos, are not very common in Mexico, we need to know the basic information, like the type of food they eat, or its meal or plants, and finally to know what type of animals are in risk. In this case, to know the important authorities, and also to save all of them, or at least the few of them.